just wanted like a central, clean, clear landing page where I could list out all the stuff that I do. And I just love how this turned out. I love these fun little like rollovers. And because these are all nested cards in Gamma, if you click on any of them or click on expand within each one, I've got like a fun photo and then all this great content and calls to action and just, I mean, it just, like I said, I just was super happy with it. It just really, I really thought it came out great. And of course I use chat to help me. And so, yeah, so let's take a look at what I did, and I'll give you the prompts and everything in the description below. So let's go ahead and create one of our own here. So I'm in my Gamma dashboard, and we're going to go ahead and say, let's create a new one, and we're going to say paste in text. So what I did is I went to chat and I said, create a bio for me. And it came up with this great thing. It got a few things wrong. That's not my website actually, but it did pretty well. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we'll say we want a web page and then hit continue. And this is where we would go in and actually fix things. Let's see. And that's actually, I love that it called me the strategist, what I do best, signature offerings, client results, ready to step into your next level. That's really fun. Let's fix that too. Creative. And this actually isn't correct either. And then I would probably add more, but let's just start with this for now. And we'll say, go ahead. And now here's where it's going to want you to select a theme. And I love all of Gamma's themes. I think they're really well thought out, and there's so many to choose from. You can find any one that you like. But of course, what I have done, because I am picky about things, is, and I want things just my way. So I actually created a theme specifically for this. And, I've set the fonts, and I've set the link color, and it kind of matches my Swayrise Creative and my template shop and stuff. So, but this is basically what I've created, and I can go over some of the settings with you so you can see how things look, but let's go ahead and click generate and see what it puts together here. This is one of my favorite apps. This is one of my favorite things to use. So it's so awesome. So let's see what it comes up with. It's kind of cool to watch it generate all your stuff. So, okay, pretty great. It's keeping the black and white, which I really liked. This is one of the things I really like about what Gamma does is when you set your theme to, whenever you pick whichever theme you want, which is one of the reasons it kind of makes sense to pick the theme that you kind of want to go with, as it generates your slide, the deck, and creates everything, it's going to stick to that color scheme. So everything's not exactly black and white, but it's actually kind of, it's pretty close, like it all matches, and it, looks like what it is. So it's pretty fantastic. I like it. So let's go ahead and say, and it's going to ask us at the bottom, do you like this? Do you want to add another page? We're going to say, this is great. I don't want to publish it yet. We're going to get in here and we're going to edit a few things. So let's go up here and say, oops. So I don't want the images to go all the way across. I really wanted it to be like the super clean sort of look. So the first thing I would do is I would go in and change the styling. So instead of being a picture all the way across, I'm going to have it be just that. Actually, let's put a picture on this side. There we go. And we're going to make that a picture of me, but for right now, this is fine. And on mine, I really just wanted it to say my name. I really like that it's got all of this stuff. Actually, maybe we add a card. How about we add a card? Let's get rid of this heading. I like that being there. But for this up here, let's just add, and this is where, so since we said that this is going to be a website, it has this really cool menu bar, navigation bar up here. You can put your logo here. You can put like your name or link or name of your business here, a really clear call to action, like schedule a call or whatever, which is great. But because I want it to look really clean, we're just going to skip all of that. So let's change the styling and put a picture on the right, and that's fine for right now. Let's assume we're going to replace that and make it a picture of me, but let's also add some text down here, and we're going to make it my name, and I'm going to make it all caps. And then we're going to edit this. And how do we, okay, that's aligning the text. It's in here. Yeah. Content alignment. So instead of middle, we're going to say down at the bottom because I just like that better. And then we're going to say, let's go ahead and change out the image. And so we can upload an image, but if we go to search, I've actually put a lot of images in. I kind of like these. Not really, it doesn't really fit my brand, but I do kind of like them. So I've actually uploaded some images in the accent images. And so we can pick a really fun image of me and it'll stick it in there. And now we're getting the look that I wanted. Okay, fantastic. Turn your expertise into authority. I love it. That's fantastic. And we're going to change this. We're going to edit this card a little bit and we're going to say not full lead because I want it to be the little kind of box. You can change the width here. I like large. That's fine. And that looks really great. And then you just go through and again, edit each of these however you wanted to. So I would do the same thing again. And I would say not full bleed. But large is fine. And I wouldn't necessarily, we could leave the image behind there, but then here's the next thing we're going to do. So let's say, so the way I have mine is I just have all these little embedded nested cards. And so what we can do is we can actually let's create one more and let's make it not full bleed and move it. And you can grab them over here on the right. And so it's telling me it's this one. And so we want to move this one up. And then we can take, if we grab, and each one of these has different settings. Let's see how the little 3 dots pop up next to each thing. If you go to the one for the main card, then you can grab it and move it. And if I put it here, it's going to put it after that card, before that card. I want it to be nested in this card. So that's where I'm going to drop it. And then I'm going to say collapse. Nice job. And then we're going to do it with this one. And then we're going to do it with this one. And then we're going to do it with this one. And it's going to be this really cool link in bio page. And we're going to go ahead and delete that. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, and you can't Control Z, but it's so cool because what you can do is say, oops, where is it? Version history. Didn't mean to delete that. Let's go here and restore. Okay, close enough. Okay, so we're just going to have to put those back in there, but that's perfect because it's quick. Actually kind of I like this. I like the backgrounds because then when you expand each one of these, it's gonna have a background behind it. So let's just say publish to the site because we're pretty happy with it. And so now we can view the site overall and see how it looks. But this, you may want to add more things to this. Like I added a contact page that's got just some fun links. And then this actually links to my website contact form, my website page. But this is one of the coolest things I did. I'll give you this prompt too. So for my press page, I actually went to Claude and I asked it to do deep research. I gave it a deep research prompt and said, find me on the internet and draw up a CV. And it did. And it's pretty good. It still missed a couple of things, apparently, that I need to fix and got a couple dates wrong. So I definitely had to proof it. But it definitely did a better job than I would have done. So that worked out really well. So, but this is a really good starting place. And now you've got, a really awesome link in bio page. One of the other little tricks that I did, if you're interested, is on mine. Let me go ahead and collapse this. I just wanted certain things to stand out. So I went ahead and capitalized like the first little bit of content on most of them. So like the book title is expertise isn't enough. My brand and website design agency is Swayrise Creative, just so those things would kind of jump out at you as you were kind of scanning. So you might want to do that because you can see how it, you just might want those first few words to kind of jump out at you. But let me go over one more thing before we wrap up. So let's go to the theme and let me show you some of the stuff that I did. So if you go to theme and say edit, let's see. Okay. So you can see where I added a primary accent color. I added I made the primary accent color black because I really wanted to stick with that black and white theme. But this is where I would put your main brand color, and then secondary accent colors. This is my link color, and then like these are colors from my business site. And let's see, there isn't really anything here that's super interesting that I did. Didn't upload a logo because, again, I just wanted it to be like super plain and clean. But this is where I really experimented with the design and stuff. So there's a couple fun things in here where you can start to affect the look of your cards and the overall site. So one of my favorite things to use is this faded look. So for this one, I wanted this this kind of curvy look to all the images. You can see how it kind of works. It's kind of fun. But for most of mine that I use for work and stuff, I have this like fade, and then they have like all these different ones that you can pick from, which are kind of cool. You can change the card transparency. It's actually really fun if you have a picture in the background. I can show you guys a couple of those actually, if you want to see. I can just kind of show you how they look. So this is like my get clear process. And so you can, it's kind of cool when the cards are transparent-ish, maybe a little foggy, because then as you scroll, you can kind of see the image behind, which is kind of fun. So that's a neat effect. And of course, you can create borders, and they can have shadows, and you can control the roundedness of the corners and stuff. And then this is fun to play with too. So this is another thing that I kind of experimented with, because what I really wanted, I kind of wanted to make this gray and to have these be like white, like stark white. I couldn't quite figure out how to do that. Doesn't mean there's not a way to do it. I just couldn't figure it out. But you can experiment with subtle, changing things to be kind of the primary color. Remember, my primary color is black, so that's why it's making them kind of gray. Or you can set a custom color if you want, which can be kind of fun and vibrant, but it will pull from your first two colors that you have here. And so if you're picking something where you like have a chart that has 4 or 5 or 6 colors. So let's say you've got a circle chart or a pie chart or something, and it's created all these different sections, it's going to pull all the colors from here. So that's why I wanted to put my whole palette in here, is if I do anything else with it, it's going to keep everything matching. But we can leave it there for now, and then you can control how much things are filled in. But this is kind of where you can control the look of things. And then I made my link color the pink color that I like so much. But that cool rollover effect that I'm getting, I think is because I'm not actually sure why. I think it's just because it pulls from your main secondary color, becomes kind of that rollover color. So that's how you can get that. And I think that's it. It's a really cool tool, isn't it? I think it's really fun. Let's say close without saving, because I liked it how it was. So who knows what I just changed. So yeah, it's a really cool tool. I love how it works, and I think it just creates really amazing things. And the fact that I did this with this in ChatGPT, the fact that I did this whole thing with all of this content and everything, in like an hour and a half, I mean, that's pretty remarkable. So anyway, that's how I would create a really cool link in bio page with Canva.